Traders, today, December 30th, 2025, is a massive day. The FOMC minutes drop at 2 p.m. Eastern and could swing trillions of dollars in the market. We're already seeing explosive moves. Silver is up over 7% after the CME margin hikes. A massive $11 billion whale just dumped $330 million in ETH, but then turned around and opened $748 million in long positions across Bitcoin and Solana. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 is hovering around 69.05, with futures basically flat despite a tech sell-off. Now, a quick but important disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. It is pure technical education, not financial advice. Always do your own research. So, what do you think? Will Powell go hawkish and kill this rally? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Let's dive into the game-changing data that will define today's session. First, let's break down the S&P 500 on the 12-hour chart. The index closed yesterday at 6905.74, down about 1/3%. In the pre-market, futures are down another 1/10%. Our key support level to watch is 6850, with major resistance up at 7000. Right now, momentum is neutral, which isn't surprising given the thin year-end liquidity. The tech sector is dragging the Nasdaq down 0.5%, but energy is showing strength, up 2% on strong oil demand. The big catalyst is the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. If the tone is hawkish, focusing on sticky inflation, expect yields to spike and put pressure on the S&P. But if the tone is surprisingly dovish, we could see a breakout attempt above that 7,000 level. For now, expect the market to stay choppy, likely trading within a range of 68.80 to 69.50 leading up to the release. Don't get caught on the wrong side of the volatility. Now for the action in crypto, where we've seen $145 billion in volume. That massive $11 billion whale I mentioned dumped $330 million in ETH, and their total shorts are sitting at $169 million. But here's the twist. They've also opened $748 million in new longs on Bitcoin and Solana. Let's look at 10 intraday trade ideas based on this action. First, a BTC Long above $88,000, following that massive whale buy. Target a 1% gain with a tight stop at -0.6%. Second, an ETH short around 3147, following the $330 million whale dump. Look for a 1.5% drop, with a stop at -0.8. Third, a Sol Long at $124, riding the whale's long momentum for a 1.2% gain, stop at -0.7. Next up, XPL is seeing a 10% volume surge, making it an interesting long for a potential 2% pop, stop at -1. UNI is up 16.5% over 7 days on Coinbase, so a long there could target another 1.5% gain with a 0.8% stop. BNB has a listing catalyst and is up over 20% in the last 30 days. A long could target 1.8% with a 1% stop. Link is also showing strength, with $116 million in whale accumulation and up 11.5%. A long could aim for a 2% gain with a 1.2% stop. Zcash is seeing a privacy coin surge, up nearly 17%, so a long there could target 1.5% with a 0.9% stop. On the short side, DOT is down 2% in 24 hours, so a short from $1.84 could target another 1% drop with a tight 0.5% stop. And finally, PIPPIN is a gainer, up 4% already. A long could squeeze out another 2.5% with a 1.5% stop. Let's get back to the main event, the FOMC minutes impact today. Remember, at the December meeting, the Fed cut rates by 25 basis points to a range of 3.5 to 3.75%. But the dot plot was the real story, showing just one single cut expected for all of 2026 and 2027. The minutes released at 2 p.m. will give us the details. We're looking for the vote split, which was reportedly 291, and any language around elevated inflation, which would be a very hawkish signal. The 10-year Treasury yield is already rising, now at 4.35%. The S&P is vulnerable if the minutes confirm that inflation is stickier than hoped. The market is pricing in a higher for longer stance from Powell, meaning no aggressive rate-cutting cycle is on the horizon. The bear case for today is that a hawkish tone accelerates the tech sell-off, potentially pushing the Nasdaq down a full % or more. This is the moment of truth for the end-of-year rally. Let's dig deeper into those BTC whale moves from the last 24 hours. This $11 billion entity is making calculated, massive bets. They dumped $330 million in ETH, but then opened $748 million in longs across Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. They're targeting a $598 million liquidation level on ETH at 2143. Their total shorts now stand at $169 million, with ETH making up 63% of that. This strategy of accumulating after a crash isn't new. We saw it after the $19 billion liquidation event in October. The broader market data supports this bullish sentiment. Open interest for Bitcoin and ETH is a healthy $75.47 billion. The long-short ratio is 1.64 for Bitcoin and 1.85 for ETH, showing more traders are betting on prices going up. On top of that, the funding rate is a positive 0.47%, indicating strong demand from the long side. These whales are positioning for a significant move up. So with all this data, which assets have the highest probability of a pump in the next 12 hours? Let's rank them. Number 1 is silver, with its 7% rebound on the CME news giving it huge momentum. Number 2 is gold, which is getting a slight edge from geopolitical tensions. Number 3 is the energy sector, with oil up 2%. Number 4 is Bitcoin, directly driven by those massive whale longs. Number 5 is Solana, riding the coattails of that same whale momentum. Number 6 is BNB, which has that powerful Coinbase catalyst. And number 7 is Link, with $116 million in fresh whale accumulation behind it. The FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern will flip the script. Are we heading for BTC at $95,000, or will the S&P crash back to 6850? If you learned something valuable in this breakdown, hit that like button. Comment below with your top pick for the rest of the day, and make sure you subscribe for daily updates like this. It's the last week of 2025. Don't miss a single move. Thanks for watching.